Good morning. By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, and friends of the university, it is my utmost privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 21st of the Open University's degree ceremonies in the year 2019. It is also my great pleasure to welcome our honorary graduate, Lord Willie Bach. We're delighted to be able to honor him today. We're also pleased to welcome some of the OU's pioneer graduates who attended the first degree ceremony in 1973 and have been able to join us again as we celebrate our 50th anniversary. Thank you for being here. Each year, the Open University awards a range of qualifications from Certificate of Higher Education to Doctor of Philosophy. Throughout 2019, more than 6,000 graduates are being presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies, much like this one in Birmingham today. These are being held in 10 different towns and cities throughout England, also in Belfast, Cardiff, Glasgow, and Dublin. This illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope, and reach of the Open University. It goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, as well as your families and loved ones, and the university staff who, I hope you'll feel, nurtured and supported you through your journey. Now, you could be forgiven if you think that this occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. I mean, after all, look at the robes that I'm wearing and our grim faces as we sit up on the stage. But you'd be quite wrong. So in every sense of the word, this is a day of celebration. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to celebrate today. So let me give you some ground rules. We'll be very disappointed if anybody crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause, whooping, clapping, any kind of noises you want to make. And however you choose to express your enthusiasm as you cross the stage is fine too, as long as it's legal and decent and you don't hurt yourself. So almost anything goes. So with that in mind, let's start off the celebrations. Could I please ask all of the graduates who are able to please stand? Friends, families, and Open University staff, let's start today's celebration with a huge round of applause for our amazing graduates. They're a handsome group, aren't they? There's one more way you can show your appreciation to your graduate. If you post messages or photos on social media, use the hashtag #OUFamily to share your congratulations and celebrations with the world outside, as well as with everyone here at the ceremony. So today's ceremony is going to begin with the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees and first degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Laws and have been able to attend here today. They will be presented by Nicholas McCart, Director of Operations, Student Recruitment and Fees. We will then see the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Lord Willie Bach. Mr. Paul Catley, head of the school Faculty of Business and Law, will present Willie Bach, who will sign the honorary graduate's book, which is right there, and make a reply. Then we'll continue our presentation of graduates with those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher, and have been able to attend here today. To conclude the ceremony, I'll give a personal address to the graduates. I now call upon Mr. Nicholas McCart to present graduates.
Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Classical Studies, Catherine Durden. For the degree of Master of Arts in Creative Writing, I present Mark O'Connor. For the degree of Master of Arts in Language and Linguistics, I present Zara Batul. For the degree of Master of Arts in English with Distinction, I present Greg Arculus. For the degree of Master of Arts in English, I present Saga Mer. Antonia Saunders. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Helen Jones. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Fene Aleka. Matt Challoner. David Degville. Nick Flavel. Claire Gulliver. Paul Mountford. Jan Stensborg. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Technology Management, I present Craig Taylor. And for the degree of Master of Education, I present Karen Ludlow. Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Patricia Bentley. Lauren Cahill. Stu Cairns. Naomi Davies. Julia Doyle Davidson. Samantha Jukes. Sharon Kennelly Ring. Corrine Mann. Trish Moore. David Morris. Matthew Morris. Samantha Penny. Ellie Perrell. Catherine Savage. Sarah Thompson. Rebecca Underhill. Elizabeth Waggott. Bridge Williams. Kimberly Wilson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Nabila Ali. Susan Arthur. Bilal Assad. Kate Bailey. Harpreet Banning. Laura Benson. Jessica Bolstridge. Tina Brandt. John Bryant. Samantha Buckwell. Thomas Burton Fletcher. Melanie Clowes. Hayley Comery. Rebecca Dennis. Peter Dignam. Asia Dillon Perry. Jasmine Dixon. Layla Dolphin. Michelle Dulson. Guy Evans. Jamie Foster. Deline Francis. Maria Franco Martinez. Sam Franklin. Jordan Garvey. Tracy Gibson. Tom Goulding. Kelly Hadley. Jessica Hall. Emma Hancox. Rose Harris. Elaine Harrison. Isabel Harvey. Laura Hickling. James Howells. Kelsey Hughes. Isha Hussain. James Hutchinson. Sophie Jackson. Graham Jones. Luke Jones. Rebecca Sarah Jones. Alistair Kent. Richard Labron. Scott Lang. Damien Lloyd. Claire Lomax. Kerry MacDonald. Ernest Mann. Kim Mason. Catherine Massey. Catherine McPherson. Joshua Meir. Marcia Miller. Janice Mordew. Eddington Munatsi. Georgia Muckett. Sue Nunes. Zoe Nichols. Brett O'Reilly. Kimberly Olner. Catherine Overton. Alexandra Palmer. Pamela Pamphilon. Claire Passman. Philip Powell. Liz Pugh. Zahida Rahim. Amber Riddles. Lisa Marie Rowe. Dimitra Ruga. Danielle Rushton. Fiona Salter. Colin Sharp. Karen Sharp. Sean Sheehan. Curtis Sims. Kirsty Smith. Levine Smith. Jacqueline Snowden. Roy Stevens. Sarah Thompson. Abby Villatu. Emily Vaughan. Brooke Venables. Donna Marie Viner. Jason Wakefield. Matt Ward. Amelia Watkins. Catherine Ward. Helen Wells. Ryan Wells. Amy Whitaker. Jessica Williamson. Claire Woods. Amy Woods Jackson. Paulina Zuck. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Sharifa Makan. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, I present Richard Whiteson. And for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, I present Nicola Bradford. Norma Corhey. Emma Hewitt. Shantae James Field. Catherine Lee. Benjamin Platts. Harjit Ray. Luke Sankey. Sean Stevenson McGall. Saida Kauza.
Executive Dean, colleagues, graduates, guests, Lord William Bach is a distinguished lawyer and politician who has dedicated his career to ensuring that the cause of justice also serves the cause of social justice. Born in London, Willie, as he prefers to be known, read English at New College, Oxford, before being called to the bar in 1972. He practiced law in Leicester for several decades, eventually becoming head of chambers at King Street. Willie first became involved in the Labour Party before he went to university, carrying on a family tradition of radical activism. Emmeline Pankhurst, the leader of the suffragettes, was his great aunt, and his grandmother also endured imprisonment for the cause. Willie served as a councillor in Leicester, in Harborough, and on Lutterworth Town Council, where he also served as mayor. He stood for election to Westminster several times, and these experiences confirmed his belief in modernisation and party reform. Willie was appointed a member of the House of Lords in 1998. He held posts in the Whip's office, at the Ministry of Defence, and at DEFRA, before moving to the Ministry of Justice. Latterly, he served as Shadow Attorney General and Shadow Legal Aid Minister. He is currently Police and Crime Commissioner for Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland. Now, however, Willie is best known for chairing the Bach Committee on Access to Justice. Willie's own words from the final report simply and eloquently summarise the severity of the issues at stake. Unless everybody can get some access to the legal system at the time in their lives when they need it, trust in our institutions and in the rule of law breaks down. When that happens, society breaks down. In recent years, the proportion of people eligible for legal aid has dropped from 80% to around 20%. Inevitably, that means that the most vulnerable, those who would most benefit from legal advice, are now missing out. These include children and victims of domestic violence, as well as those in need of support on legal issues around welfare, benefits, housing, debt, employment, and immigration. The Bark Commission proposed a right to justice, which would mirror the rights to education and healthcare, which are the bedrocks of British society. It would guarantee every citizen a right to reasonable legal assistance, backed up by the principle of early help, legal education, and robust commission to monitor and enforce the provisions, and supported by a broader series of policy reforms. Willie champions these principles as a patron of both the Greater Manchester Law Centre and the Central England Law Centre in Coventry and here in Birmingham. These community law centres provide free and independent legal advice. Their values mirror those of our Open Justice Centre at the Open University Law School, where our students offer free legal advice, education, and guidance to the public. For many, this practical experience is amongst the most rewarding elements of their degree, sharpening their determination to use their skills to be a force for positive change in society. We're delighted to honour someone who offers these students such a powerful example and who works tirelessly to promote justice for all, not just those who can afford it. Executive Dean, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, William Buck.
Well, Executive Dean, members of staff, particularly graduates today, new graduates today, and of course their family and friends, it's such a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank the Open University for the great honour it's bestowed upon me today. But first, before I say anything, let me first congratulate all the graduates today. An absolutely incredible achievement. And the look on graduates' faces as they come up to receive their degree is something to behold. To be given such an honour as I have by any university is a privilege, but the fact that it's the Open University is really special to me. The creation of the Open University in 1969 was the work of Harold Wilson, one of my early political heroes. I don't know how many there are in Symphony Hall today who remember Harold Wilson. I'm old enough to do so. But the creation of the OU is widely considered to have been one of the greatest triumphs of his premiership. Its success as a life-changing force for literally hundreds of thousands of people over the last 50 years shows just what good a government can do if it really wants to. It was a brave, progressive, and yes, controversial decision, which our leaders today might learn from. Thank you to Paul for his citation. It's a little unnerving. I was going to say a little surreal, but that's the most wrongly used and overused word of the English language. It's a little unnerving to hear such kind, perhaps overkind words said about one. The truth is that the membership of the commission that he referred to, that I chaired on the right to justice, included many, many brilliant lawyers. I was definitely not one of them. Many lawyers from different legal backgrounds who played a much, much greater role in forming our conclusions than I did. One name in particular is worth mentioning, the late Sir Henry Brooke, who was a retired Court of Appeal judge and a huge figure in our deliberations. He single-handed wrote 7 appendices to our report, which are required reading. I'm more than happy to receive the university's honour today on behalf of all members of the Commission, including the Fabian Society, who are responsible for the publication of the report. Now, 20 years before the Open University received its Royal Charter, the Legal Aid and Advice Act 1949 made it possible for the first time for those who could not afford to pay for legal services to obtain legal advice and, if necessary, representation. And to a modest extent, the state has funded that process over the years. That Act of Parliament has been described as, and I quote, one of the great pillars of the post-war welfare state, end quote. In the decades that followed, the scope of legal aid grew so that it was possible for every citizen to have some access to justice under the rule of law. The logic for that is simple, isn't it? And it's unanswerable too. All of us as citizens are required to obey the rule of law. But if we have no access to the law when we need it, why should we obey it? Although, of course, there have been ups and downs in legal aid funding over the years, the decision to effectively abolish legal aid in the whole area of what's called social welfare law, that's housing, debt, welfare, benefits, employment and immigration, taken by the government in 2011, was something of a watershed. There were severe restrictions to family legal aid as well. It has meant that hundreds and thousands of our fellow citizens who were able to obtain at least some quality advice, legal advice, at the time in their lives when they needed it, can no longer do so. And the consequences can be life-changing. If you are the victim of a mistake by the DWP or by the housing department or by some other public body, and you can't do anything about it, your life can spiral downwards, which can include loss of home, loss of job, family breakup, and even crime. In other words, the safety net has been taken away. Thank goodness there are in our society still those who will provide this advice pro bono, including, of course, as we've heard, the Open University's Open Justice Law Clinic, which helps people who need advice on, among other things, employment and civil claims. This is brilliant work by all involved, including, of course, many, many students. And it has the effect of changing people's lives. But, and it is a big but, no society can call itself civilized unless it has a decent functioning legal aid system, able to assist all its citizens at the time in their lives when they need it. So that was the conclusion of our report. But we go further. We argue that a right to justice should be every bit as important in a free society as a right to education and a right to healthcare, which are rights we take for granted. So we're asking all the political parties to sign up to both our broad principles and our specific reforms, particularly that around early advice, and I'm glad that some have already done so. However, something like this, the right to justice, has to be above politics. It has to be above political parties. It should be a given. It should be an automatic in a free society living under the rule of law. Once again, thank you so much for this great honour. I congratulate again all those who have graduated today. It is a phenomenal achievement. How you have done it while leading busy lives, I can only marvel at. You should be extremely proud. Thank you.
Executive Dean, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Alistair Atkinson. Lee Broom. Jessica Burton. Chris Clark. Lindsay Derbyshire. Stephanie Doswell. Daniel Hall. Thomas Harris. Hannah Jones. Genevieve Jordan. Paul Kinnett. Julie Skidmore. Vicky Whiteleg. Dan Williams. Carolyn Ward and Nalini Gohel. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Aberientos Kabalteja. Lily Abbott. John Adams. Avanthi Angamana. Simya Azam. David Ball. Jennifer Ball. Sarah Barnes. Eric Bonner. Michael Butler. Georgia Byrne. Nigel Kaplan. Joe Chitzik. Kalina Chirek. Graham Cole. Paul Davidson. Gordon Davies. Jonathan Davis. Dawn Dewar. Claire Eaton. Katie Emery. Kate Faulkner Elliott. James Fisher. Janet Fletcher. Yvonne Forrest. Robert Gardner. Samuel Gillespie. Catherine Glover. Jennifer Hall. Karen Hayward. Alice Hedges. Victoria Jackson. Matt James. Oliver Josephs. Helen Jukes. Victoria Karim. Harpreet Kaur. Georgia Louise Lawson. Yolanda Lancaster. Daniela Littler. Samantha Macy Jones. Lorna Maddox. Stephen Mahoney. Victoria Marks. Dom Major. Patricia Maxwell. Victoria Mead. Rowan Melvin. Reese Miller. Shantae Morris. Damien Murray. Mary O'Connor. Kevin Oakes. Sana Parker. Jane Parry. Lindsay Payne. Faye Pearson. Jessica Poole. Deborah Robinson. Stephanie Robinson. Daniela Rose. Samuel Rowe. Amina Saleh. Kimberly Sennett. Rebecca Shelley. Nicholas Slater. Sebastian Steele. Corinne Stevens. Emily Stubbs. Jennifer Thompson. Ian Vincent. Daniela Ward. Scott West. Malcolm White. Paul Wilcox. Charlotte Wynne. Rebecca Yardley. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Sarv Athwal. Susan Nichols. For a foundation degree, I present Emma Akers. Rebecca Farrell-Jones. Samuel Hawkins. Lawrence Stevenson. And for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Shelley Ballard. Anika Buchanan. Louise Marie Coombs. Lucy Elliott. Rania Gallender. Amanda Hemmings. Camilla Rose Jarrett. Donatelli Laurie Coate. Michael Mould.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Let's start by giving the graduates another huge round of applause, because I think they've done it. I never get this much applause, so I really like it. It's a huge privilege for me to share this very special occasion with you. It's really the favorite part of my job. It's absolutely been fabulous to see your smiles today, the proud faces as you cross the stage. and just the opportunity to share a ton of very well-earned joy with you is quite special. Now, I just wanted to do a little exercise to help show just what an extraordinary body of graduates you are. So just play along with me a little bit. So raise your hand and keep it up if you've helped bring up a family during your study at the OU. Now keep it up, keep your hand up. You've had any caring responsibilities during your study. And if you need to use 2 arms, you can. So put them up and keep them all up. Yeah. Keep your hands up, keep them up. I can see some of you putting them back down. Keep them up. And raise your hands if you were employed or did voluntary work at some point during your study. See. Do you see them all up? Okay, everybody seeing that? So that's exactly my point. See, almost all raised hands. Our students are extraordinary by any standard. So they're doing all of those things, sometimes all 3, while they're studying. From this day forward, you're going to join an exclusive alumni club of more than 500,000 OU graduates across the globe. They, like you, studied part-time while they held down a job or brought up a family or cared for dependent relatives or volunteered or possibly all 3 or 4 while they were studying. So part-time study, not really, right? Double time, triple time, but not part-time. Let me tell you a little bit about the OU that you might not know. We're 50 years old this year, 50 years of truly being in a class of our own. An OU qualification is something to be very proud of, something well recognized and well respected. For half a century, the OU's impact has been truly phenomenal. From the ocean to the universe, our world-leading research has shaped understanding of the seas and the skies. And taking that knowledge into people's living rooms has been happening since the early 1970s with the OU-BBC partnership, broadcasting thousands of hours of amazing programs. Hands up if any of you have seen Blue Planet 2. Yeah? Quite a few people? Well, you were joined by almost half of the UK population when you were watching those shows. And we're currently collaborating with BBC on the Hospital series, which is in its 4th season. Away from our TV screens, every 6 years, the UK government assesses universities on the quality of their research. At the last evaluation, nearly 3/4 or 75% of our research was deemed to be world-leading or internationally excellent. Elsewhere, 70 of the FTSE top 100 companies have sponsored staff to study with the OU, from small companies to organizations as large as the NHS. The OU inspires employers and employees to create better futures. And to prove how diligent OU students are, a UK government survey found that employers perceived part-time students to be hardworking, committed, and disciplined, which are values that they valued very much. And that describes all of you perfectly. 7 years ago, the OU led the way again in digital innovation when we set up the UK's first platform for massive open online courses, or MOOCs. This has provided free learning to over 8 million learners globally through an initiative called FutureLearn. And the university keeps on giving. Anyone can take their pick of 1,000 free bite-sized courses on our award-winning site called OpenLearn. Lifelong learning is available at the click of a mouse and is free of charge. Internationally as well, we're doing wonderful work with those who need our help the most. For example, our Zambian education school-based training project, which is called ZEST for short, saw the OU working with international partners, World Vision, to train up to 4,000 primary school teachers and leaders across Zambia's central province. Closer to home, the OU is working with 21 police forces across the UK to train the next generation of police officers. We also offer learning for people in prison who want to turn their lives around. So changing lives, as you've heard today, is exactly what the OU is all about. So in graduating today, you become a member of a university that is a world leader in technology, in innovation, but also in helping people to learn. A movement of millions, but a mission of one. a university that believes that where you start in life should never, ever limit where you go. There are a host of people today who have contributed to your achievement. You probably didn't do it all by yourself. From the advisor who handled your first inquiry, the academics who designed and wrote your course materials, to the student services staff who supported you when you felt like you couldn't go on. And of course, our amazing associate lecturers who guided you through the whole journey, culminating in you crossing the stage as you did today. So let's please take a moment to say thank you to the Open University staff who made all of this possible. And there's probably only one thing harder than being an OU student, and that's probably living with one, right? We mustn't underestimate the incredible support you have had from your family and friends who enabled you to keep going with your studies. So graduates, please take a look around and see if you can spot your loved ones in the audience, and let's give them a huge round of applause. When you leave today, you become an ambassador for the Open University and all that it stands for. Please do stay in touch. Join our alumni careers group, Toucan, on LinkedIn, share your professional experience, and make new connections. Try one of our free online courses, or think about continuing your studies with us. We would love to see you through even further studies. You may already have been congratulated by members of our alumni team in the halls outside. They will be in touch to tell you what our Alumni Association can offer you, as well as ways that you can give back to your university through our Open Up the Future 50th anniversary campaign. Do also visit the Careers and Employability stand. Remember, you can receive free careers and employability advice for 3 years after you graduate. We really are interested to know how the unique qualities of an OU graduate help you in your careers, in your life ambitions, and in your personal development. So please do keep in touch. I'll end by saying that you're a personification of the motto on the crest, which is learn and live. I hope you'll be able to feel that you can give something back to a world that's filled with so many who are less fortunate than we are. Make the most of this opportunity. Be an OU graduate who helps to realize opportunities for others. If we want a better world, redistributing opportunity, as Lord Bach said, is as important as redistributing wealth. You may feel sometimes that the strain of studying for your degree has added a few gray hairs, but we only grow old when we lose sight of our ideals. Eloquently summed up in poet Samuel Ullman's phrase, "Years may wrinkle the skin, but to give up enthusiasm wrinkles the soul." Remember, the spirit of youth pervades the OU, and it is a gift that you take away with you today. I hope you stay forever young in your souls, generous in your hearts, and ambitious in your life goals. Thank you, and congratulations. Would all of today's graduates, if they're able to, please stand again. May I ask the assembled guests to congratulate these amazing individuals one last time. The proceedings of this degree ceremony are now completed, and I declare the meeting of congregation closed. Would all of you who are able to please stand?